Anyone?
Thank you.
Anyone?
It's good to be back.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Hello, everyone.
Good, good, good. So we're going to just run right on into the lesson. We're still talking about the intellectual self. We know that that is attached to the throat chakra. Our intellectual self is home of our learning capacity. Our intellectual self determines how and what we learn and communicate. And our intellectual self is how we express our various truths. Last couple of classes, we've been talking about truth, morality, and our own belief systems. Very, very great topics of conversation. Today, we want to go past another layer of the onion, and we want to talk about self-mastery through a thorough knowledge of self versus your formal education. We, all of us here know that there's literally nothing that we were taught in school that pointed us to ourselves in a healthy way. There were a lot of things that we were exposed to that, for the most part, uncovered the flaws in us or uncovered something that was different about us that others used to ridicule or bully or beguile or any of those nice little adjectives that we can put onto that. It's only through thorough knowledge of self can we even get to self-mastery. And I always like to think about self-mastery in this sense. Each one of us on this call right now have been in at least one job interview where we're sitting across the table from someone who doesn't know poopily squat about us other than what's on a piece of paper or what they've seen or gleaned from a job board network or something like that. So, you know, we always go through the little pleasantries and you know, the person who's interviewing you asks these stale questions, and you know, we're sitting here with our responses. So the question always comes out in some way, shape, or form, somewhere in the interview, where the interviewer looks over at you and says, so, tell me about yourself. At that moment, something happens in our brain. Something happens in our mental self, in our intellectual self, and we don't hear, tell me about yourself. What do most of us hear? I want to see if some of y'all is on the same page as I'm at right now. What do most of us hear when that question is asked? It's not, we don't hear, tell us about yourself. We hear, tell me what you think I want to hear. Anybody feel like that in that situation when they ask you to tell them about yourself? I don't think anyone on the other side of that desk would have been prepared to really hear what I know about myself. What we normally do is we start off with our education. We start by explaining or going over our education in a way to justify us sitting in that chair interviewing for that open position. So we start with what information have we consumed? Because that's how I look at formal education. Formal education is a bunch of information that we consume. Some of it's knowledge, a lot of it's just information. So we tell them about, we were valedictorian in high school, class speaker, and I graduated third in my class, summa cum laude, whatever. And we go through all of the awards we got along this educational path. And they're just sitting there nodding. And it's rehearsed because we know what we've done education-wise. We are prepared to answer that question. We are prepared to answer that question. Next, we go to our accomplishments, especially if it is a skill-based position. So we start highlighting those things in our past that we have done that we believe will fit a said position. Anybody ever get nervous when you started talking about your accomplishments or things that was on that resume? Anybody lie on their resume before? I'm just checking. Next, we they always ask us, well, what do you see yourself doing in 5 years? So next is our goals, desires, and active pursuits. And then they like to know, what do you do when you're not working? So that covers our hobbies and leisure activities. But stop the presses. This is the moment where when you're at the disco and somebody hits the DJ stand and the music goes, and it scratches and stops. This is that moment. Wait, is all of that shit that I just mentioned, is all of that really you? Is that the real you? Is your education the real you? Is those job accomplishments, past job accomplishments, those the real you? Your goals, desires, and active pursuits, that's closer to the real you. But do you really tell that prospective employer that, do you really tell them that part of your education is esoteric sciences?
Nope.
Let me tell y'all this. Before I would go on an interview, I would get the interviewer's name and birth date. I love LinkedIn for that. LinkedIn always got your name and birthday up there. And I would do a mini reading. I call it a spot reading. I do a spot reading on the person who was interviewing me. I look at their cards, look at their chart, I do their numbers, so that when I go into that interview, I'm not going to tell them a bunch about my education, accomplishments, goals, desires, active pursuits, or hobbies or leisure activities. I'm going to tell them about themselves and why they know I'm the best candidate for the job. I'm going to talk to their heart, find out a person's heart. You talk to their heart, they'll open up in situations like that. So I never started out by telling them, hey, I did a astrology reading on you before I came in here today. It's one of my hobbies. It's your education. Unless you're willing to tell all that you have done to educate yourself through formal education and what you have done on your own, is the limited portion of education that is acceptable, is that the real you? Yeah, my accomplishments at various jobs, they're part of me, but I did that so I would get a check. Let's not get it twisted. I wasn't at anybody's job for the love of what I was doing. I didn't wake up one day and say, I'm not even getting paid for this. I'm going to go anyway. Hell no. My incentive to show up to work happened bi-weekly, payday. It's the only incentive I ever needed to go. So by going, I accomplished some things. Yeah. And some of those things I accomplished through some knowledge that I obtained in an educational setting, one of them skill-based programs. Am I going to sit across from somebody? Are you going to sit across from somebody that you're interviewing for a job and letting them know that I am just here until I get enough money to fund my own shit? And then I'm deuces on you? Are you going to tell them that you want to start your own astrology business, or you want to start your own Reiki business, or you want to start your own cosmetic selling business, or you want to start your own programming business? You gonna tell them that? You gonna tell them one of your hobbies is doing absolutely nothing? What's one of your hobbies when you're not at work? Doing nothing. Just yeah. Is your education, are your past accomplishments, are your goals, desires, acts, pursuits, and are your hobbies and leisure activities in the setting of an informal interview, is that the real you? And if not, why are we conditioned not to tell the real us, or when that question is asked, so tell me about yourself, why are we conditioned only to highlight those things that we know they want to hear? Anybody? Is it fear? Is it fear of being outcast? Well, guess what? Everybody on this call is outcast. All of us. All of us. No matter where you are in your spiritual development or where you are in how many soul returns you done spun around the sun. Face it, we're all outcasts. Because I know some of y'all was just like me after the interview process, and after, you secure the job, and after, that honeymoon period, you were sitting there and you had the same thought in your head that I did. Like, what in the entire fuck did I do? What did I just get myself into? I never enjoyed doing work that I wasn't getting paid my full value for. Now, let me preface this by saying I was paid very well, and I took, the check that I got, but I still was underpaid. Being underpaid, I don't care what you're doing. Being underpaid is not fun. It's not fun. Some folks, what's happening right now in the NBA basketball, for the outsiders, we think that this is the greatest time, free agency, where, people are signing these contracts. And for a few people, yeah, it's a great time. For the big name players, yeah, they get snatched up off the board real quick. But how about them journeyman guys that still haven't gotten a call? And it's already day 2. How about them guys? And because all of the contracts are publicized, how about these guys that aren't getting paid like these stars? You don't think that they have a little resentment during this time? You don't think this time is a little stressful for them, even though we might think, oh wow, you guys you're getting picked by all of this and all of that? So anybody step up and tell me about yourself. Anyone. I'll start. I'm a 45-year student of esoterics. Hang my hat on being a master numerologist, master card reader, and I'm okay with astrology. Those are my main 3 disciplines. I'm an energy manipulator, and I can move sound and vibration and do things remotely through energy manipulation. I have a gift. I can read people's intentions within, if you come within 3 feet of me, I can tell what your intentions are. I write esoterics, I write affirmations, teach people how to meditate, teach people how to breathe right, teach people how to connect with their soul, and how to go up in their own personal manifestation chamber and pull down everything that they want. All right, that's me. Who's next? Anybody? Go ahead. Go ahead. This is therapeutic, you guys. This is.
It feels that way.
It is. It is.
Oh yeah. I have like this new little power I've been like practicing on, where when I'm in limbo, I ask for anything and I get it instantly as a vision or clairaudiently. I can feel and hear when people are talking about me or thinking about me, especially at a distance. I am an avid star lover since forever ago. I've always been into astrology. I studied astrology on my own. I figured everything out by myself. I found my own tribe by myself. I've studied numerology from religion, and then I compared it to astrology and tarot, and I took off pretty much from there doing tarot. I always have a good way of connecting dots internally and then seeing it externally. Like, I love
Absolutely. That's wonderful. That's one. And that is who you are, Lemons. That is who you are at the soul core level. Anybody else want to?
Wait, one more.
Go ahead.
I have a way of reading people's minds without trying to.
Absolutely. Sometimes it's bugging. I'll be like, stop. I had to tell myself, stop it. Just stop it. Yeah. It's one of those things that, when they're thinking good shit about you, it's good gift. When they're not, you be like, oh, brother, let me go. Absolutely. Very good. Thank you, Lemons. Anyone else? You have to be comfortable with who you are. The road to self-mastery is not about lies and not about uncomfortability. We are who we are. We get what we get, and we got what we got. Self-mastery through a thorough knowledge of self. All right. I know there's other amazing people. Each one of us is unique and amazing in and of ourselves. And the knowledge of self makes one a genius. The more knowledge of yourself and the closer to self-mastery you become, the more genius you become. Now, let's go to number 2. Let's do some mirror work without the mirror, shall we? First, everybody here know what I'm talking about mirror work, where you get in front of a full-length mirror, if you can, buck ass naked. And you stand there until the person that's looking at you outside of the mirror, that's inside the mirror, till they're fine.
I'm not familiar with that.
Yes, mirror work. Well, it goes with your acceptance of self, and then it goes with your healing. So what we do, if you can't stand up in front of the mirror, if you don't have a full one like that, get in your bathroom, or if you're in a chair, and just get naked and look at yourself and see yourself looking back. Clear your mind, clear your thoughts, and get okay with everything in the mirror. The good, the bad, the not so good, the not so bad.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
You should warn people, because it's quite an experience the first time.
Yes, it is.
And it could be a little overwhelming, seeing yourself look back at you. So you should warn people.
Yeah, and when I mean
intense.
Yeah, when I mean get in the mirror, see, most of us don't even use the mirror properly. You in there shaving, you hurry up and you're looking around. I'm talking intent, where you're just focused straight in on what you see in the mirror, and then you allow the mirror image to focus in on you. Yeah, it's intense. It's intense. not for the faint of heart. It's not something that if you're not there at least 20 minutes, you haven't done it right.
Okay, with that being said, I don't have experience with that, but I had an experience and I would like to share it. So you
Please do.
tell me
Please share.
if it's
Please
similar
share.
to what we're talking about now. This happened, I can't tell you, I think it was 2010 or 11. And I was getting out to shower and I had a great big mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was walking past the mirror, I heard this voice go, "Hey, come here." And I was like, what the hell? And I leaned back. It was like, it was comedic really, because the way I leaned back.
Right.
And it said, "Yeah, you come here." So I went back and I looked in the mirror and then it said, the voice said, "Come closer."
Uh-huh.
So I went closer and looked in the mirror and all of a sudden I realized who I am.
Yes.
I saw my beauty and
Yes.
I had been living off the thoughts of how other people thought about me.
Yes.
So deep, and I got so angry for a little while. I was angry because I realized the beauty inside of me, who I am, and I was actually literally living off the negative thoughts of my family.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Deirdre, you have done the mirror work. It seems like the mirror done you. You didn't have to do the mirror work. I had a similar experience that happened to me, and then Lemons, I'll get to you, but I had a similar experience. Mine happened at the equinox in September 12. The equinox in September in 2012, where one morning I had just been in astral traveling all night, and I don't know what was going on. It was a major ascension happening in my life. And I woke up that morning, I put water on my face, and I was getting ready to shave my head, had my head down in the sink. And then when I looked up, there was this big ass blue shit all in the mirror. I mean, it filled up the entire mirror. Blue looked like blue metallic transformer type of shit, right? So I thought maybe I had smoked too much weed the night before. I don't know what was going on. I thought I was hallucinating. So started to wash my head and put getting ready to put the shaving cream on my head. And as I was moving, I noticed that this blue thing was moving like I was moving in the mirror. So now the hair on the back of my neck is starting to stand up. My Kundalini was activated and didn't know what that was at the time, but a bolt of lightning shot from the base of my butt all the way to that ball at your neck. And as I looked up, the image in the mirror, like I said, big, had to be 16 feet, looked like big blue transformer. The image in the mirror had my face in the middle of it. And when I turned my head this way, the head turned. And when I did this, it did the opposite. And the image in the mirror didn't say anything to me, but telepathically, it was, I am you, you are me, we are one, I'm here. And I just was like, oh my gosh. And so, yeah. And from that moment on, and I had been going through cancer issue and other type of issues with my health. I was looking a hot ghetto mess as far as physically and how I was on the inside. But at that moment, I felt 100% okay with me and what I was seeing and what was coming out. It was the strangest, most liberating, most empowering event that had ever happened to me. I know now that was my mastered self coming in and letting me know, hey, we're taking it over from here. So that's what I mean by mirror work. Lemons, you had your hand up.
Yeah, what she just said really just reminded me of the dream that I had last night. I was looking in the mirror at myself, and at first it was like I was talking, but when I was looking in the mirror, my mouth wasn't moving. And then I felt a little shook because I'm like, what's going on here?
Yes. Yeah.
And then it was like I went from like being scared to like, hold up, no, I ain't going nowhere. I'm about to stand here. We gonna stand off real quick. Like, I'm not about to be scared. I'm not going nowhere. I'm about to face like whatever this is, because
Right.
obviously it's a part of me that's trying to get my attention. So I'm not about to be scared of it. I'm gonna just face it head on. Like,
Absolutely.
but that really just reminded me of that dream that I totally forgot about that until just now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, there when that occurs, there is literally no time to be afraid, because in a split second where the fear could come in, you realize that it's you that's in the mirror. It's you in another form, your higher self. It's you in that mirror. So there's really nothing for you to be afraid of.
Well, that's what I didn't know. I didn't know that was me.
Oh yes, yes, and she tapped you on the shoulder when he was walking by. I could just see you, Deirdre. You got out the shower and you walked by, and the voice said, "Hey," and you was like, "What? What's up? What?"
And I heard it too. It was quiet. It was a quiet.
Yeah, very loud. Yes, absolutely. Well, we're gonna do some mirror work without the mirror right now, and and that mirror work is your ticket to self-mastery. It is also your ticket to grounding yourself in gratitude every morning, every day. Spend some time in that mirror, admire the reflection, and allow the reflection to admire you. We don't take time to allow that reflection to admire us. You know, we don't take time. Most of us just get up and wash faces running because we got busy schedules and kids got to go here and they got to go punch the clock and traffic and all of that, where we don't allow for the mirror to tell us it's okay. We just run out. Most of the time we leave our reflection in that mirror.
That's so deep.
We leave it. So we go out without our mastered self. We go out into the world and our master self is still stuck behind the mirror because we didn't give them the opportunity to bond and link with us and us with them. Because we're so much in a hurry. We're standing in the mirror, but we got everything else on our mind. I got to take the kids. Oh, I got this meeting at 4:00. Oh, brother. And we got everything else on our mind except for allowing for the two to become one.
So I need to ask this, please, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
So when you said it, when you were first introduced it, you said that it's the reflection is looking back at you, and you find it kind of trips you out when you find yourself looking back at yourself. Can you explain that a little more for me, please?
Yes. When you take the time to first allow the reflection to look at you, you have stripped yourself of, like you said, Deirdre, you stripped yourself of all of the negativity that you have been living under and attempting to project out from your physical self. So when you finally allow that mirror image to look back at you and say, hey, this is us and we're the shit, it trips you out because you do go through that, man, why have I been allowing this to happen? And why did I think like this? And why? And it immediately changes how you operate and how you relate and interpersonally relate with people. Because before you allow that reflection to link up with you, we are reactive. We are reacting from something that somebody said or a look that somebody gave us. Once you and the mirror image link up, you give zero fucks about what anybody say.
Yeah,
so
that's what happened. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Yes, yeah.
What happened was when I had that realization, I became angry with my family members, and I had a big FU for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I did not care, and it was kind of bad where I had to change it because I wasn't functioning from a place of love. I felt like, fuck all this.
Absolutely. You know, when we get to that awakening, when we come to the realization that we, me in the mirror, I'm talking to my mirror right now, we are all we got, and we the best we got. And it doesn't, once you come to that, anything outside of you doesn't even really matter no more.
So okay, I'm finished now. So I need to do this again.
Absolutely. I look, I do mirror work every full moon.
Oh,
Every full moon, I do some mirror work. Absolutely. And most mornings, I'm in there 20, 30 minutes. Most mornings.
and what happens when you do it?
Well, I get a sense of balance, peace, and that clarity of thought to where I'm in an awake state of chi all day long when I do that. I can, you can pretty much, you know, your however your gift is aligned with you, I can pretty much see how the whole day is going to play out if I stand there in that mirror long enough. It will show me how the entire day will put, it'll show me where the hiccups are coming. It'll show me who's coming out of anger. It'll show me who's coming out of love. It'll let me know what to watch out for. And it gives me a sense of completeness before I even start my day. So what it does for me, no matter what, if I stand in there and do my mirror work in the morning, and then if I leave from that mirror and I don't do a damn thing the rest of the day, I'm still complete.
So it's a form of prayer communing with yourself.
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. And affirming to yourself, you know, you go through your list of what you intend to accomplish today. You go through, you know, you go through your emotional checkdowns and your mental checkdowns and your physical, you check in with your physical self, you check in with your intellectual self, your emotional self, your mental self, your spiritual self, and your sexual self. You do all of that and you check off all of those boxes, and then you get yourself grounded yet fortified, if you understand what I mean. Whereas you are in a position of, I'm cool if nothing happens. However, I'm ready if it does.
So does this also help you to see or connect with your gifts?
Oh yes, yes. It really is a it's like what, you know, basketball players, they practice free throws. That's, you know, that's practicing your gift. It's like a practice run of your gift. Absolutely. And it enhances each one of them, especially while you're standing there, because you're focused in on them and they're popping up. I'm telling you, that mirror is a beautiful thing, man.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Thing.
Okay, I'm gonna let everyone else talk. Thank you.
Oh, no. And we can get together via the email, and I could give you some more information on it. Absolutely. I'll do that for you.
Thank you. I would love that.
Absolutely.
Because I
Absolutely.
am in a discovery place.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I got you covered. I got you. So the mirror work that we could do without the mirror, basically, we've started talking about them. Now, I list these in the order of my expertise. This is not any official order of effectiveness or thoroughness. To each is their own judge of this. But the mirror work that we can do without the mirror, numerology. You are your numbers, and your numbers follow you, and you follow your numbers. Anybody, those of us on here that's gotten numerology readings or into numerology more than just cursory, am I lying about that? Am I lying about the numbers? You are your numbers.
Absolutely not.
And your numbers follow you. They follow you around. I guarantee you, somewhere between your address, your social security card, your driver's license, your license plate, registration, all of them numbers, they got all of you. You attract your numbers.
Can I say something?
Absolutely, please do.
Last month I was in a 9-month, and for some reason, like one of the things I experienced more than anything was I had no energy. And I didn't realize that there was a lot of like little graduations or closure or things that was happening in my life. But one of the things I think you and I discussed, like the importance of knowing like your yearly number, your monthly numbers, your daily numbers, because it'll give you a lot of insight as to basically what's happening in your life.
Absolutely. Your numbers, your name, the way your name is recorded on your birth certificate has your entire life story in it. And at any given time, you are living out your name.
Is
You
that
are,
if your name is spelled incorrectly on your birth certificate?
whatever's recorded, that's what you're living.
Okay.
So if it's misspelled, you have to correct it on the official copy.
Right. My name is spelled, it's missing a letter on the birth certificate, but I spell it the same way all my life, the way that it's supposed to be spelled. So the way that it's recorded on the birth certificate is what I need to keep up with for now.
Absolutely. Well, you would want to know, you want to know what those numbers come back to, and then you want to know what the numbers come back to with how you spell it now, and then you'll be able to choose which vibration you want to lean into. But I guarantee you, you are living both vibrations. You're living the vibration of your name that's on your official document, and whatever name that you go by is like a signature. You live out that as well. And at any, like for instance, my birth name, Mark Edward Pyle, Mark comes back to a 16, Edward comes back to a 28, Pyle comes back to 22. So it takes me 16 years to live through Mark, 28 years to live through Edward, and 22 years to live through Pyle. So at any given time, I'm in the R of Mark and the R of Edward and the L of Pyle, and that comes back, and that is what the state of your current affairs are. Whatever's happening in your life, whatever the overall theme is in your life, it is based upon the essence, and that essence is determined with where you are living in your name. So your first name, middle name, last name, all three of them, and you combine them together, what they add up totally, that is your mastered self. That is you at your highest self, at your highest incarnated purpose for being here this time. That's all in your numbers. Your natural talents and abilities is in your numbers. The way that you your mind works and the way you think and you know how you act. You know, you have so many numbers are physical numbers, and that gives a reading on the physical plane. You have mental numbers on the mental plane, emotional numbers, and intuitive numbers. Your name has everything in it. So if you give me your name and your birth date in 2 minutes, because I've already written all this stuff out, but it takes a little longer than that to do the chart, but I have figured out a way to get it done faster. But in 2 minutes, I'll be able to tell you who you have been, who you are right now, who you're going to be, and where you've been, where you are, and where you're going.
That's amazing.
Well, I would like to know my numbers. I don't think I know my number.
We
Hello?
can find that out. Who is that we're talking to? Because all I have is your phone number right there. Who is this?
Oh, shoot. My number comes up. Oh, shoot. This is Jolene.
Oh, Jolene, you know your numbers. I gave them to you in the reading. I'll talk
Oh,
to you.
you did?
Offline. Yeah, I'll talk to you offline and go over your numbers with you. Yeah, it's real simple.
Oh, cool. I need to know.
Absolutely.
Okay. And I have to give you my real name.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
Mark, can I do that with you?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'll send you both. I'll send you an email, Deirdre, and I'll let you know the information that I need.
Okay, I do know that for my birthday, my number is 4.
Okay. Okay. Do you know if it's a straight 4, 13, 4, 22?
It's 4. It adds
Okay.
up. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Good. So that
Book on
that's
that.
the fortress, and that's you build 4 square walls. That's your birth force. So that's daily. You're about security and stability, and you know you like the security of your home, and you like to build on foundation. You don't build on pipe dreams or fuzzy shit. It's got to be solid concrete for you to start building, because that's how you operate on a daily basis. If your birth number comes back as a 4. Absolutely. Absolutely. Next, the cards. And Lemons mentioned the tarot. I have been reading the standard deck of playing cards like these right here since I was like 8 or 9 or 10 years old. This, if you know anything about the Bible and the book of Revelation, and it talks about the little book in Revelation, this is the little book. This is the book of life right here. The best and most thorough and accurate reading I ever got was with these cards. And these cards, you can pinpoint days, I mean, exact days and periods for when things happen. The cards never lie. They never lie. And by studying the card system, you will learn how to play the cards that you're dealt with effectively. There are no bad cards, just like there are no bad numbers. There are ranges of experience in all the numbers. There are unique differences in every odd number and unique differences in every even number. If you're an even number person, you tend to collect stuff and you hold on to your stuff. Odd number people give 0 fucks about collecting shit. Odd number people come to experience things. They don't come to collect and all of that. They're odd number folks more vagabondish. Even number folks are more maternal and nesting. Same way with the cards. There are 4 suits in the cards. Think of 4 seasons. The hearts are the babies of the deck. The clubs are the school age children up through college. The diamonds are the adults of the deck, and the spades are the old people of the deck, the old souls of the deck. And you will, once you study this system and find out about the intricacies of the cards, you'll be able to pick folks out and say, oh yeah, that's a diamond, or that's a heart, or that, oh yeah. You normally know spades because they are old souls. They're wise beyond their years and often at a very young age. And each one of us on this call has at least 2 cards out of this deck, 2 of them that are assigned to you for life, your planetary ruling card and your backup card, your front card and backup card. And I guarantee you, even if you've never been exposed to this system, I could print you out a page and it will smack you in your face with so much truth. You'll be like, how do they know? How do they know? I'm honest when I tell you this, and there's a couple folks on here that have these. Your cards never lie. They never lie, ever. And then lastly, let me get on to this. regardless of what people say, and you know, you got to give a disclaimer, this for entertainment purposes only. I'm telling y'all right now, what I do ain't for entertainment. If I'm giving you a mastered self-assessment and reading your numbers, your cards, and your astrology, is not for entertainment. And I sincerely desire that nobody takes it as that. This is very serious. Put in a lot of time and a lot of effort, a lot of work when I do that. But for all of that, and for all the naysayers and all the people, they call it witchcraft and all of that other old horse shit, astrology really works. I want to hear from my two astrologers on this subject, because y'all got more astrology than I do. But please, one of y'all talk to me about the seriousness of astrology. After I'm going to say this, because I know astrology really works, because your natal placement explains the whys and hows of our beliefs and behaviors, our aptitudes and our appetites, and our triggers and triumphs. Would one of the astrologers please chime in on some of that for me, please?
You want to take this, Lemons? No.
Wait, I'm sorry. I was talking to my sister.
It's all right.
So, no, I was just asking, he asked a question about like the sincerity of astrology. And I was asking, did you want to take it? Okay.
Be quiet. Shh.
Okay.
You said the sincerity of astrology.
The sincerity and your natal placements explains the whys and hows of our beliefs and behaviors, our appetites and attitudes, and our triggers and our triumphs. You want to chime in with a little bit on that for me, please?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, which is the only thing that really helps me ease the irritation that I had earlier today, was listening to the description on the theological side of it, because from what my own particular research that I've done, it's a definite guideline to you being able to read and understand your own basic characteristics of what was given to you by your choosing to come here, and with that agreement that you signed that you're going to fulfill this, that, and the third. This is your map that you was given when you came here to use to guide you on each and every avenue that you are destined to, the tools you're destined to use when you enter each and every situation. And it's so crazy how accurate on either the Western or Eastern side, how accurate it actually is.
Absolutely.
Down to the degree. It's pure, I want to say it's pure magic, but I mean, it is what it is.
It's science. It's
literal.
There's nothing mystical about astrology or numerology or the cards, other than the way that everything plays out and overlaps together. But these three are all sciences.
Yes, it can easily be studied. It can easily be measured. It can easily be used and experimented with. And you can always get the feedback for it. Like even like when we was taught like division and multiplication, you can always go back and check your work, and it's still going to pan out exactly the same way every single time.
Absolutely. And I guarantee you get somebody's natal chart and you read and study that natal chart, you won't be asking, why did you do that? Because you'll know why they did that. You'll know. You want to ask yourself, why do I do thus and such and thus and such? You'll know.
It's like now, even with today, when I got into like a very heated discussion, and I was like, you know what, the moon is in Gemini, let me check what degree it's at right now. It was exactly square my Mercury in Virgo.
Yep. There you go.
It's like I'll be ready to go off every time it go there, and then when it's the opposite, like on the other side, when it's in Sag, it's like I get so emotional. Like, you know what? Forget all y'all. Like, I don't even want to deal with none of y'all.
Absolutely.
Like, I need to go somewhere.
Absolutely. You will definitely find out, you find out about yourself with a real professional astrological reading and an in-depth consultation with that reader. You will definitely find out about yourself. One of the things I like to do is I like to run the reports and then I'll send them to you and give you days or weeks to read them so that you can find out about yourself.
Can I say something else in addition
Absolutely.
to that?
Absolutely.
Even in addition to you finding out information about yourself, it can also tell you a lot about your family dynamics.
Yes.
Particularly
yes.
your relationship with your parents. And like usually when you look in the chart, the first thing you want to do is see how the sun and moon are connecting to each other. And that'll give you a lot of information about your relationship with your parents. And then when you look to something called the notes, it can also give you additional information to past lives and what your purpose is in this current lifestyle or in this
Absolutely.
current life.
Absolutely. I know a lot of us, and a lot of people, you know, they wonder and they worry about relationships and all of this. And you get with people, and then when the relationship is going in full force, something else happens. All you gotta do is look where their node is and look in their 7th house.
Yeah.
Not only is astrology great for your own self-mastery and getting to know things, but I can run a report. If you're thinking about moving to a city, I can run a report and I can tell you how you're going to do in that city. I can run an event. You get married, I can run an event chart for that day and time, and I can tell you what, you know, with that and the cards and the numbers. And yeah, so instead of picking a random date out of something, you might want to go to a professional astrologer or numerologist or card reader when you are planning to launch your business, when you're planning to launch an album, when you're planning to launch your book, when you're planning to do whatever it is. There are auspicious dates that can be gleaned by the use of numbers, cards, and astrology. First date, you meet somebody brand new, y'all both brand new. The first date should be to a professional astrologer, because within 5 minutes, that professional will be able to tell y'all if y'all should even be fucking with each other.
So I have a question here, if I
Yes,
may.
ma'am.
Okay, so I was just having a conversation about, I'm very transparent. I'm gonna try not to be too transparent. Aquarius, you know.
Okay.
And so I would have to say from teenage years up to now, or actually up to, let's say, September.
Okay.
September, I have, it's been always a fight. It's always been a constant struggle with life, right? So now it's like, I feel like I'm in you know, what do you call it? Like, I feel like I'm sliding on ice right now because everything appears to be working so good. It almost makes me doubtful, but it's so smooth that I have to constantly clear my mind and tell myself that everything is okay, right? So
right.
what I was wondering was that was I dealing with all of that? Like, did I clear up some karma, and now the road is clear? That's what I was really trying to understand. But I listened to one of your videos, and you said you were telling someone, one of the ladies, that you were talking about the jobs, and was saying that there was a season where for you the job thing was not happening. It was a job here and there, and it was because of placements.
Yes, yes, and it's placements, and all of this just layers on top of each other. And there are life cycles we have a health cycle, we have what I call an employment or vocational cycle, we have a sex cycle. We have about 7 different cycles that run simultaneously. And yes, you can see in the cards, in the numbers, in your astrology chart, when your employment cycle or vocation cycle is either done or it's conflicted or it's some sort of opposition to it. You can see it. It shows up right there. When it's time for a pivot, you see them. When it's time for you to double down on whatever it is you're doing, you can see it all. And all of it is laid right out there in the placements that are in your natal chart that is progressed as we keep progressing them each day, as your natal chart progresses along the elliptical as well. So there are things that you can see. You can do a reading on it. We could do a self-mastery and fate life cycle reading on it. We could do a various number of readings on it. Hell, we can even pull out like Lemons was talking about the tarot cards, and the tarot will really get all up in your Kool-Aid about all of that. There are many tools that we could use to find out what is actually happening with your vocation and with your job and with the reason. Because I went through a period from, I would say, from 1993 to 2008. I went through a 13-year period where I had the Midas touch. I could get a job in like 5 minutes. I was at a job, and I'm at a job, and I'm talking to another job on the phone. At the job I'm at, I'm talking to the other job on the phone. I'm taking lunch and going and interviewing for other job. Come back from lunch because they offered me the job and put my notice in. So I was in a very beneficial and auspicious period, and I had Jupiter aspect in my chart properly. I had Venus aspect in my chart properly. I had the auspicious numbers, and I had auspicious card, and everything fell into place. All of that went out the window in 2008 when I had 9 of spades in Saturn. And from that point on, I've been on this trajectory. Now I'm in the 13-year period of this trajectory to make this my vocation, to make this my employment. And that all was pointed out to me in a reading as well. So yes, there are ways that we can pinpoint and find out exactly what is going on on any aspect of your life, relationship, work, family, you name it, whatever it is. Yeah, we can pinpoint it. Exactly. Root cause.
It really doesn't have a lot to do with that. That's just the equation that we came here with, like you said, with the contract with the son. Karma is something different.
You're breaking up a little bit, Deirdre.
Can you hear me?
Barely.
Phone is, can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better. Yes.
Okay, I was saying, so the scientific part of it, the numbers and everything like that.
Yes.
The contract we signed to come here with, that we came here with, that's the first time I've heard of, it's not the first time I heard it, it's the first time I really heard about the contract that we signed when we came here.
Yes.
That is something different from karma then, right? The scientific and mathematical part of our placements is different from karma. Is that
absolutely? Your karma is the accumulation of your past lives and the lessons that you need to learn in each one of them. That is different than your experiences that you come into when you sign a soul contract. So it's a two-part thing. Your karma is going to follow you into every incarnation, and then the soul contract that you sign is a range of experiences that that you could have your pick from. You know, everything that we've done in this incarnation was in that soul contract. Some of the stuff we didn't read the fine print, but everything that each one of us has done was covered in that soul contract. Some of the things that we have done and ended up doing were karmic and fated.
Who did we sign this soul contract with?
You sign it with yourself.
Don't you sign it with everybody that you encounter for the
All
most
of
part
us.
on a deeper level?
Yeah, we all signed it too. Everybody on this call signed my soul contract, and I signed all of yours, and vice versa. And everybody you've come in contact with, your schoolmates growing up, your mates and people you work with, and the bus driver and the taxi man and all of that. And there's no coincidences and there's no random shit that happens in here. None.
And can I say one more thing?
Absolutely.
And sometimes those relationships last for a lifetime, a season, or a reason.
Absolutely. Seasons or time.
Yes.
David, you want to chime in? I keep seeing your mic come on. Did you want to chime in, my friend? Okay. But yes. And it is really, it's imperative. It's imperative that if nothing else, get yourself a numerology assessment or a card assessment or astrology natal chart. Get it. If you've never gotten it before, get it and read it. Don't just sit back and let the reader tell you everything. Get it and go through it. The reports, I know the reports that I have, and I know the reports that the ladies on the line that they can provide. They have gotten much more detailed than when they were back in the 70s and 80s. Much more detailed. The interpretations are much more detailed, and they're less clinical, and they're much more reader friendly now. So you don't have to understand the degrees and the aspects. You don't have to understand all of that to be able to understand the chart, because the chart is going to be laid out in layman's terms of where you can read it. But I recommend that. I also recommend, if you're getting in a relationship, get a combined chart done at least, or a synastry chart. If you think about moving to another city, get a relocation chart done. You think about, go ahead, Victorious.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you have a birthday coming up, you might want to consider one.
You might want to consider one. If you are, and don't think this is wild and far-fetched. If you are thinking about going and working for a certain company, you can get a natal chart on them, because their date of incorporation is their birth date. And you can run a natal chart and see. I had 4 jobs that I knew were a karmic, that it was like soulmate, just like with another person. 4 jobs. It wasn't ironic that when I was in the Navy, I went to the Philippines. I was stationed in Japan, went to the Philippines, went to Korea, went to Australia. After I got out of the military, guess what? I worked for a Korean company, a Filipino company, a Japanese company, and an Australian company. I can't make this shit up, you guys. I can't.
Can I say something?
Absolutely, please do.
I used to work for a very popular church here in LA. I won't say the name. And I would probably say like 6 months before I got ready to leave, I looked up their chart. Mm-hmm. And they were literally getting ready to hit their Saturn return in 6 months. Uh-huh. And I ended up quitting in December. And the day that Saturn hit, like when they had their Saturn return, it started off with a huge flood. Like the whole first level of the first floor got flooded. And then from there, like there was issues with the contracts, and they ended up having to relocate, and people got laid off. And so, yeah, you're absolutely right. You can do a chart for the place that you're gonna work at.
Absolutely.
I'd be surprised at what kind of information you get.
Absolutely. I want to tell you guys, I am a few months away from Soul Return 59. I have a unique year coming. I have a Saturn return January 30th of 2022. I have my soul return February 9th of 2022. And then I have my Jupiter return March 17th, 2022. When I tell you guys, just from what I know and how I've read all of this, 2022, I'm thinking to jump off and jump out and break wide. Break wide. Saturn return. I've been through a Saturn return already. I matured and I fixed all of those things between the first Saturn return and now. So this Saturn return is going to be real easy, real smooth. I'm in line with what I'm supposed to be doing. So I'll just get a big boost from that. And then I have the Jupiter return right after my birthday. Are y'all know what Jupiter does? It expands everything that you're doing. So I'm getting ready to have an expansion across all levels. And how do I know that? Because I know that I have a Saturn return and then my solar return and then a Jupiter return all within a month. Can y'all imagine what's going to be going on with me starting around January 22nd until like March 17th? You imagine, y'all might want to start taking pictures of me now because I might even look different after all of that. I'm serious. I'm serious. I might even look different after all of that. I damn sure know that what I am doing is going to look different. And I know that everything that I'm doing right now is going to go through huge growth and expansion. Everything. I'm prepared for it. I'm doing things now to get ahead of the game. So when it does come, I'll already be operating as it already is. But I had forward notice because I got a very good astrology software that lets me know this stuff that's coming up.
Mark,
Yes.
when you say the return, do you mean where your placements were when you were born? Like if just say Jupiter was in Aquarius and when you were born, Jupiter was in Aquarius.
Yes.
That's what you mean?
Yes, the return is like your soul return happens every year when the planets align in the exact spot they were on your birth. And most of the time, it's not going to be the same exact time as your birth. Sometimes it can happen the day before or the day after. Saturn takes approximately 28 and a half years to spin around. So you have first Saturn return 28, between 28 and 29, the next one 57 to 58. Then the next one, most of us will get 3 of them. So you have to know how long it takes each planet to circle the solar system, and then that's how you figure out your return. Chiron just come back, and it takes Chiron 41 to 50 years to get that. So it's a slower moving, it's a minor planet. So each one of these planets, it takes different amount of time, and each one of them returns back to where it was when you were born. And you always want to get your Saturn return report, your Venus return report. Venus deals with how you make your money as well, not just love and what you love and who you love, but how you make your money and how much you make is governed by your Venus placement, not your Jupiter placement. You want to know your Jupiter placement. You want to know when Mercury comes back around to where it is when you're born. That happens quite regular, in fact. So you want to know all of these things, and you want to get yourself familiar with these dates that are coming for you. Saturn return, it comes every 28 and a half years. So you got time for that. But you'll know all of that by just cracking open a book on astrology. You can find that out. And and I guarantee you, if you're here and in my tribe, and if you get an astrology book for the first time, you will remember it. You won't learn it. You'll remember it because you've already been through it. Because I guarantee you, what we are doing right here now in 3D on August 3rd, 2021, all of us, we have done this before. The previous lifetimes, we've all been together before and doing this. We do the same thing each incarnation. We just further our purpose along more each time. Anybody got anything they want to add to that? We went over today, but this was a good one.
I was just going to say in reference to the astrology chart, most of us, especially, we've been conditioned in this society to live in or on linear time. And one of the great things about astrology is that it aligns you with your own personal cycles.
Yep.
And when you line up with your own personal cycles, you get a better understanding of how to make informed decisions in your life, whether it's buying a house or getting married or starting a family or changing careers, taking that trip or whatever.
Absolutely.
When you're in alignment with your chart, it just helps you make better decisions in your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I wouldn't, I've used all of my gifts and all of the tools that I've had in every little job that I've had, every corporate job that I've had. And I don't know how other folks just go through life without the use of these tools and these gifts. And, you know, your gifts are one thing, but these tools are available to each and every one of us, each and every one of us. So with that being said, I'm grateful for everybody that was here today. Deirdre and Jolene. Jolene, just email me your official name as it is on the birth certificate. And then Deirdre, give me about an hour, and then I'll send you an email with everything that I need from you. And we'll take it from there.
Okay, thank you so much. I
You're-
really enjoyed this. Thank you for sharing with me. I know
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
imagine that you were planning on going in a different direction. So thank you so much.
Oh, no, I don't plan on any direction. I let spirit and the soul decide where we go with this. I just write a few things down, and I have a general course of direction, but yeah, I fly by the spirit. I don't fly by no agenda. So this was perfect. This is how it's supposed to be. This is how it's supposed to be. So I appreciate you, and I appreciate you for being willing to let me do that while you were on this call. I do.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Lemon's left before I could thank her. Victorious, thank you for your astrology input and knowledge. And I just thank everybody for being here, and want to leave us with this thought. In all you're getting, get knowledge. And of all the knowledge that you can get, know thyself. This has been On the Sevens with Pifers B. Metatron, where we awaken, ascend, and expand. We're going through the 88 steps into your mastered self. And somewhere along this journey, if you keep coming around, your mastered self awaits you. I love each and every one of you guys, and I will talk to you all on Thursday. Goodbye for now.